मजा आ गया? All right, let's begin.
We'll start. Hi, welcome to my show again, Brews and Beans with Shyam, where we brew a lot of coffees and spill a lot of beans. This episode, I got a special guest. Not a lot of introduction is required. Very popular within hospitality industry and a lot of other industries. Traveled around the world. I think one of the persons who have always been inspiring many of the general managers with his shows. So I guess that's enough of clues. Welcome to Mr. Bhuvanesh Khanna. Sir, welcome to my show, and thank you so much for accepting the invitation and being on the show.
Thank you, Shyam. Thank you for having me over. I didn't know you were doing this, so this is a short notice. So I hope I am able to do my best over here and not do what I do to the others.
No.
So don't do that.
It's a pleasure, and I guess it's an honor that you accepted the invitation.
No, always a pleasure. You're somebody I look up to. I actually look up to all general managers because it's not an easy task being the general manager of such large assets.
Yeah.
The only parallels that I can draw is skippers on the ship. So
yes.
they say large, expensive vessels. And like I always said, this is a 24/7 industry and a 24/7/52 job. So thank you for having me over.
Thank you, sir. So to begin the show, I would like to ask, what was the first thing that drew you to this industry, and what's kept you with us in hospitality?
Did I plan to be this industry? Never. This was just accident. So this all happened over a flight. Me and my boss, we were flying, and
Right.
He met somebody who wanted to enter India with a magazine that he was running in many countries out of Sweden and based in London. The magazine was Hotelier International, and we'd already bought BW Business World in September of 2013.
Right.
And so he met this gentleman, and he wanted to enter India, and his brand was registered by somebody in India. You know how it happens.
Yep.
So he said, I want to launch this. My boss is always a sucker for opportunities. And he said, listen, Business World will do this. And we did not have a brand. So we brought in Hotelier International, and our friend, who's more like my brother, he's the chairman of Musex,
Right.
and who's also Honorable Member of Parliament Rajya Sabha, Karthikeya Sharma. So we were flipping for names and trying to register one. He said, you call it BW Business World and you want to launch Hotelier International, but that brand's not available with you because it's registered with somebody. Why don't you call it BW Hotelier by Hotelier International? And at that very moment we were born.
Great.
And then the Honorable then Member of Parliament and now part of the Rajasthan Vidhan Sabha, Colonel Rajavardhan Rathore, who's a very dear friend. He helped us register this, he guided us to RNI, and our labor pains didn't last too long. So we were born very fast, and how on the 12th of January 2015 to now, so we're in the 11th year, yeah. We're doing, God has been kind.
Yeah, I never looked back.
Well, you don't look back when you're married to an idea and you want to do it.
Yeah.
And so, if you're positive, then that positivity manifests.
Absolutely.
So that's what we do. And much like the industry that we are in, we are a 24/7 brand.
Yes.
So our credo is that the sun never sets on at BW Hotelier.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it should not. So one decision very early in your career, you are very, very grateful for. That's one thing that you've done.
Actually, the decision was much earlier than my career. My father, and mother, they gave us the right values.
Right.
Right. Had a tough time towards the end of school and beginning of my college life and work. So we'd gone through a huge personal and financial debacle. I didn't even have money to pay for my college, so I worked long and worked hard. So I'm grateful that the tough part of my life happened earlier on, so that kind of solidified the steel in me, my brother, for us to take on the hardness of life in the years ahead. Never looked back. Yeah, but then back then the opportunities weren't too many. So you were either a banker,
Correct.
or you were
Or-
IAS, IPS, or you were in the armed forces.
Right.
Private job opportunities were not too many. Today they are 18 to a dozen. So yeah, I got in as a management trainee with DCM Shyam. So that's when my grounding happened, and much later the MBA. Yeah. So I'm thankful to God.
It's a tough foundation, but solid foundation.
I don't know solid or not, but I'm a never say die man. Passionate, competitive, and frightfully in the face, honest. Integrity is the cornerstone of my life,
Right.
apart from my family and friends. Never lost a friend, never in my life. I only lose a friend when integrity, morality, and ethics are questioned. Then they're out of my life. Otherwise, I have never lost a boss, colleague, or a friend to my friendship. Levels of friendship. Yeah.
Oh, that's very nice. So, what's your leadership lesson that you learned in a hard way?
I did just say never say die.
Yeah.
If you're married to your wife, you're married to an idea that is a marriage, right? So I always keep telling people who get married, marriage is a marriage of compromises. Don't dig your heels too deep. One has to learn to step back and live for another day. It's never right to break bridges.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what you do, take it on as a love affair. Be passionate about it. Right. Get into details. For instance, when I get up in the morning, I have already done my planning for the next day and week, the day before. After seeing, so if you look at my diary, my page is divided into two parts. The left is official, the right is personal, all the errands and things that I have to do.
Nice.
So one are long terms, the other ones are short hauls, which will help me to get to the long term. Yeah. But I'm very clear about what I want to do in my head. Even today with my more salt than pepper, I have a zest for life which is of a 16 to 20-year-old.
That's what is required.
Yeah,
that's required.
God has been very kind, and that's because of my formative years, which were tough. So yeah, those were very tough climbs of the wall. So yeah.
So, how do you stay grounded? I mean, when I'm sure that with this kind of job and circle and work pressure, you go through some intense pressure and stress. But
This
how
is
do
a
you stay
lie.
grounded?
This is a lie.
Yeah.
I'm not grounded. I look at people. I want to be humble, but at times I think I am not. So I don't want any light between the ground and my feet. I always want to be grounded. I learned that from my wife. She keeps telling me, one, don't take your success for granted. It's also temporary.
Right.
So there are a few mantras that I have in life which I've learned over the years, mostly from my parents, my late father. He used to use a line every time you feel elated, remember 4 din ki chandni phir andheri raat, right? 4 days of moonlight and then again a dark night,
Yeah.
right? And also the other one he used to keep telling me was, सब लोग चढ़ते सूरज को सलाम करते हैं.
Correct. You have to be there.
Right?
Yeah.
So people look up to the rising sun, so your sun will also set someday.
Correct.
So remember that. I know a lot of people, when they're in power, they lose control of their senses and let their horses run wild. So I keep praying to God every day in the morning. Give me opportunities, but keep me grounded.
And these morals actually
Don't take
part
your
of-
success.
Yeah.
I keep telling everybody, my children, don't take your success seriously and to your head. Be grateful for all that you've got. And all the while that you taste goodness and success in life, just keep saying one word. तेरा बहुत शुक्र है. be thankful to God,
God, yeah.
and to the blessing of your elders and friends.
Very true.
Yeah, God, life gives you a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we are blind to the mercies of God.
Very true.
Right? God is Bhagwan, Allah, Vaheguru, right? Christ, anybody. Be grateful to your Creator and the blessings of your parents, wife, children, and family. Yeah.
Oh, very nice. So that brings
I'm
me
not
to,
grounded, so this is all a myth.
so that brings me to some questions for the industry, which is what skills do you believe would matter most in the next 5-10 years that's required for the hospitality?
Quickly, you have to up your game.
Right.
The industry that we've seen till now is not going to be what it is in the near future. You see our pipelines.
Correct.
This is a dog-eat-dog industry, but it's not. It will never be AI driven. Hospitality is all about human touch, values, touch and feel. But you've got to be the general manager of the old school. General manager of the old school of Buddhas. They were perfectionists. The way they spoke, the way they dressed up, the way they greeted each other, the way they reviewed, the way they carried themselves. Learn modern tricks, but be a good learner.
Yeah.
God gave you one mouth, 2 eyes, and 2 ears. Why? He wanted you to speak less, learn more, see more,
Yeah.
and hear more. Be a good learner. And anybody who wants to succeed in life must have an idol, must have a guru, right? Must have a mentor.
True that.
But more than being honest to your company, your brand, your owner, and the cause, you have to be true to yourself, true to the learnings that you've had till now, and be frightfully honest. Don't be a control freak. Control it till you have things are under control and on plan. But be a damn good learner.
Yeah.
And let people free. Let them make mistakes. Give them a brief.
Empower them.
And let them empower them and let them fly free. After all, somebody held your hand to get you to where you are.
Correct.
Right? So your mantra has to be do for the others what you would want to do, what you would want others to do for you. Let me repeat that. Do for the others what you would want others to do for you.
Yeah.
Right? Be a good mentor, be a good guru,
Yeah.
be a good idol and good teacher. People should be able to respect you and look up to you. पीठ के पीछे कोई ये ना बोले यार किसके पल्ले पड़ गया मैं.
They should remember you that.
Remember your upbringing.
Yeah. True.
Sorry, I'm reading your questions now.
Nahi. And what's one widely accepted industry belief you strongly disagree with? Something that you think this is passe or we shouldn't do much.
So many, not one.
Yeah.
One thing, there are various classifications of hotels. For instance, I'm just taking one example. There's so many. There's a classification like hospitality is a pyramid. Luxury, upper upscale, mid-scale, budget, economy, resorts and all.
Yeah.
It's all in your mind. That is only till the hotel is built to certain specs, right? And branding within the given catchment and opportunities. You may have a mid-scale hotel, but inside you, that luxury GM has to be always alive.
I love what you said.
Right? Every guest, he may be in a budget or economy hotel, mid-scale, upper upscale or upscale, right? You have to not let go of not giving him the very best of luxury.
Correct.
Don't worry about the fit outs, the rooms and all. Don't worry about that. Inside, that experience starts from the moment you pick up a guest from the airport or from the porch, right? Till the moment you drop him back at the porch or the airport.
Correct.
It has to be a seamless experience. The guest must say chuma,
Yes.
right? I'm coming back here.
Absolutely. I think luxury is just mindset.
It's just a mindset. So that is one mantra. And never breathe down the guest and his neck or her neck. Give them space. Let them enjoy, but be within their eye contact.
Yep.
Whenever they need something, you should be there. And what you commit, you deliver.
True.
And ensure they're paying money. So they must go back with a rich experience, and they should get their money's worth.
Yeah. The value for money should be there.
Remember, and also don't never forget, all of us, we may be in different brands.
Correct.
We're all out to earn a respectable life and salary,
Absolutely.
right? We have a life beyond work. We go back to a family for whom we are working, to feed whom we are working,
Yeah.
right? You're honest to them. Be honest to your brand. Be honest to your owner and to the cause.
Yeah.
So honesty has to be the cornerstone of your existence in life.
Absolutely.
Be truthful. You made a mistake. You see, God made us a perfect body, so to say. The only thing that God missed out was giving us rear view mirrors in which we could see ourselves. So I look at myself every day in the evening and ask myself, what did you do? If you have a conscience, or as I call it in my language, Zamir,
Yeah.
you must ask yourself, were you fair? Were you honest?
Every day.
Did you treat that person right? Did you treat that person wrong?
Correct.
Right? Aren't you ashamed of yourself?
Yeah.
Or aren't you happy about what you did? So hold a hand. Be very confident. When you stop shaving and you have a grey beard,
Correct.
right? You will also have these lessons in life.
So that brings back to the question, like you said, family, and we work for our families. How did you manage your work life? Because I'm sure you had a lot of travel, and I know that you traveled across country. You remember lanes from cities which I come from, like a Vizag or a Rajahmundry. I don't know places that you name. I mean, I was sitting with Agra, and you're telling one of the Agrates, about this lane and that lane. How do you remember those, and how do you find time for family after all this travel? Where do you find time?
There's always time for family. It depends upon how you organize yourself.
Right.
You have to. You can't miss any one thing out for the other.
You never had flights, probably.
No, we always had flights. My father was with the American government. He was with the USAID. He was always flying through the 50s and 60s. Right? So, I have time. You will never forget what you don't want to forget. Yeah, and we come from an era when we used to dial phones, right? So you ask me my 4-digit and 5-digit number in Delhi on the phone. We never had mobiles where we would just dial a name. We used to dial numbers, right? We came from a very peaceful life where television was always at the next door neighbors, and so were telephones. Yeah, so. Your mind has to be decluttered and compartmentalized.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I never forget lanes. I have photo memories.
Yes.
I never forget a face. Just the other day before yesterday, I was staying at the JW Marriott in Bangalore, and I met my old uncle's son. My old uncle in Delhi was a Kannadiga. Touchwood, sorry.
Right.
He's still with us. He's in Bangalore. His son I was meeting after 30 years.
Wow.
Who was in the leadership of Qualcomm, the top 5 in the world. And he was in the lift. I called out to him. He didn't recognize me because he'd never
saw you with a beard.
Yeah, I one look at him and I said, here was this young boy. I saw now he had grade. But doesn't take me a minute. So I remember him, his wife, their house in Delhi, so on and so forth.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now I'll have some rapid fire questions just to ease out the serious discussion. Coffee or tea?
Neither. Okay. So I don't have alcohol. So I like my lemonade.
Lemonade.
But yes, my son has a coffee brand, so I have one or two formations of coffee. For instance, in his cafes, I love keep going back to the Vietnamese latte. So
Right. And then one habit you swear by?
be thankful for your blessings and organize yourself every day before you begin work. The night
Right.
before, you have to organize for the next day. I have my plans for the month which I review. So my diary is always compartmentalized, right and left. So organize yourself. Don't leave everything to memory.
Right. A failure, embrace it or fear it.
Failure, learn from it. Every fall and mistake, you learn from it.
Very important.
And listen, let people make mistakes. जो गिरता नहीं है वो सीखता नहीं है. गिरोगे तो सीखोगे.
Multitasking is a superpower or a myth?
Superpower.
Wow.
You have to. Anybody who has not been through departments, anybody who has not dirtied his or her hands, anybody who's scared of working hard and working through functions. Today, I fix, repair everything in my house. I have a full room
Wow.
which has tools. I do all the electricals, plumbing, everything on my own.
Very nice.
Right? Don't be ashamed of what you can do. I'll clean, I'll housekeep my house. I not even rarely do I order over Blinkit or Zepto. I like to go and shop myself.
That's a very good habit. It's
Yeah.
actually
So don't shy away.
Yep.
आप इतने भी साहब नहीं बन गए कि आप हर चीज किसी और को दे दो.
हाँ, खुद करो कुछ.
खुद करो.
Most used phrase on calls when unprepared.
Me? हाँ भाई बोल. I'm scared, at times of taking calls, then I'll say, हाँ भाई बोल, क्या करना, क्या हुआ, दिक्कत क्या है, तकलीफ क्या है. अच्छा फिक्र ना कर, सब ठीक हो जाएगा.
Rafi or Kishore? Lighter.
I love both,
Right.
but Rafi any day.
Yeah.
Kishore for his shaitani, his playful music,
Yeah.
but Rafi, I love the man. You look at Rafi, look at his face, so always smiling, divine.
Yeah.
I hate to say that, but even if you look at his body when he was dead, his face was smiling.
Yeah.
So he was, for me, a saint who sang.
Very nice.
I went to his house in Lahore.
Oh, is it?
I did.
Oh, that's good.
Are you aware that he was, by training, a barber?
Oh, is it? I didn't know about it.
That is where he was discovered by Naushad Saab when he was humming in his mouth. He was standing at the chalk hut, frame of the door
Correct.
at his barber shop where he used to work.
Humming a song.
Yeah. He was born in Kotla, Sultanpur or something in Amritsar, raised in Lahore. He was the only one in India. His parents, his brothers, everybody were in Lahore. I think one brother still lives.
Yeah. He was a Punjabi from the undivided.
He was from Amritsar.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah. He began his career singing in Punjabi songs, with Punjabi songs and movies, yeah.
Sir, before I call the show off, I just want you to give one suggestion that aspiring to all the aspiring hoteliers, especially because hospitality is growing so much, it's booming so much, and a lot of talent is getting into the industry. But a message from you for the aspiring hoteliers that they should learn or keep it to them.
Look, this is a great industry. I barely got into it in 2014 from the other side. I'm not a hotelier, but I think somehow I'm better off than anybody who's done their top class hotel management. Earlier, I used to see the industry as a guest.
Yeah.
Today, from this side, I stay in hotels now. This is a great industry. This isn't, and listen, I keep telling this day in and day out. Hoteliers do not come cheap.
Yeah.
They draw big bucks, right? Huge salaries, great comforts, great perks. This is a great career. This shows you the world. You were in Agra, you were in Bangalore before that, you're in Bangalore again, you've been in brands everywhere. Look at the suits, the natty tie and suit that you wear, pocket squares, look at your socks, shoes. This industry has taught you all this. This industry taught you style, how to speak, how to carry yourself. You know, you guys are classy fellows. Savile Row suits, cut-out collars and perfect knots and matching belts and ties. Which industry teaches you this? The only industry which teaches you your discipline are the armed forces.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
How to dress up, how to carry yourself, how to conduct yourself, right? And then you rub shoulders with celebrities, stars, royalties, heads of state. You know, everybody. I mean, embrace this industry. Gentlemen, out in schools in your 10th, 11th, 9th, prepare for this industry. Look, Forge for me is right here, right? The armed forces. It's a great career, but this industry gives you what not very many people can give you. Very many industries can give you. Great career. Go wholehearted, go after it. Look at all these heroes who head brands. Patu Keswani is IIT Delhi, topper, IIM, topper, TAS, Tata Administrative Service, topper. He used to work with Taj, he was a general manager. Now he owns Lemon Tree. Look at all these guys. They are the brightest minds. Rajiv Menon, Puneet, Zubin, I keep repeating these names. Look at KB Kachru. अरे Google करो. तुम देखो ये क्या हीरो है.
A lot of inspirational stories.
You know, hospitality talent has been the biggest export from India. I'm sure they'll come back because the next frontier is India. This is India is where everybody wants to be. India is the rising sun for this industry. Great industry. Maybe next life I'll be a hotelier.
Yeah.
In some measure, I am already.
You're already
some
already
measure.
there, and I mean, you've done a lot with.
भगवान ना करे मेरे जैसा जनरल मैनेजर हो कभी खड़ूस.
नहीं सीखने मिलता है. I mean, it's always inspirational to learn, and you know when you break yourself, like you said, having the toughest part in the early days of your career always makes you better.
No, I forget so many names. Gautam Anand, Nakul Anand. Look at Dilip Puri. Look at Suresh Kumar. You know, Sanjay Sethi. Look at where, I mean, he ran Chalet. Dilip runs the ISH. You know, look at Anurag Bhatnagar. All these names keep coming back. They're all stars.
Veterans of the industry.
Yeah. And they're successful. God has been kind to them. They made good money.
And everyone started from.
Look at general managers, don't come cheap.
No, everyone starts from the scratch. I mean,
They've lifted plates.
Yeah.
They've managed bars. They've cleaned tables.
They've cleaned tables.
All of them. उन लोगों में और आज की जनरेशन में फर्क ये है कि वो लोग हाथ गंदे करने से डरते नहीं.
They were ready for the dirt. Yes, that's important.
You know, so निखिल शर्मा को देखो, चुटिया लगाता था वो लेमन ट्री में. जुबिन को देखो, कोई डेवलपमेंट से आ रहा है, कोई ऑपरेशन से आ रहा है. All in all, this industry is one brilliant package.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Right, sir. No, thanks.
Have I answered all your questions?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
How would you rate my responses?
5. I know 6 out of 5. I should give 1
6
star
out of 5. I would have killed you if you would have said 6 out of 10. Yeah.
So no, but thank you so much. It's always great to catch up.
Where's my hamper?
We'll be giving you a nice Lavazza hamper. The hamper is just ready.
Lavazza? I thought you were going to give gold and simple. Silver, they're going cheap these days. I'll take Lavazza.
So, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me over.
For giving this time.
No, for this industry, anything. All right. And also from my brand BW Hotelier, also follow BW Travel. I think we do a decent job. At least we keep trying. So yeah, the other thing that I want to tell everybody is don't stop learning, don't stop innovating.
Yes.
And think most of my ideas come midnight, and I always keep a diary next to me. I get up in the dead of the night and keep writing because I may forget it next day in the morning.
That's a good idea, actually.
I am always right. So you look at my notes. You know, why am I not able to move from Samsung to Apple? because I have more than 20,000 notes in my Samsung mobile which I can't migrate. So I keep jotting them down. All right, I think I've done enough.
Yes, sir. Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
Thank you for having me over, and
Thanks.
God bless you.
Thank you.